Welcome students for S block elements, KCET, NEET and JEE lecture 2nd. Let's begin with 31st question. Sodium is made by the electrolysis of a molten mixture of about 40% sodium chloride and 60% calcium chloride because options. Option A, calcium chloride helps in conduction of electric current. Option B, this mixture has a lower melting point than sodium chloride. Option C, calcium cation can displace sodium from sodium chloride. And option D, calcium cation can reduce sodium chloride to sodium. Students, the mixture of 40% sodium chloride and 60% calcium chloride has a lower melting point when compared to sodium chloride. Thus, option B is the right answer. It is a mixture which has lower melting point compared to sodium chloride. Question 32. A binary compound formed between the elements with atomic numbers 19 and 17 is expected to be. Options. Option A, a water-soluble compound forming a conducting solution in water. Option B, a soft, easily deformed solid. Option C, a solid with a low melting point. Option D, an electrically non-conducting solid. Students, element with atomic number 19, that is potassium, will lose one electron, and element with atomic number 17, that is chlorine, will gain that one electron to form an ionic water soluble compound, that is potassium chloride, KCl. This potassium chloride is water soluble, and when dissolved in water it can conduct electric current. So students, option A is the right answer. A water soluble compound is formed and it is a conducting solution in water. Question 33. Which of the following bicarbonates does not exist as solid? Option A, potassium bicarbonate. Option B, sodium bicarbonate. Option C, cesium bicarbonate. And option D, lithium bicarbonate. Students, lithium bicarbonate is highly unstable compound and it can exist only in solution state. As a result, option D is the right answer, lithium bicarbonate. 34 question. Which of the following metal oxides is most basic? Options. Option A, zinc oxide. Option B, potassium oxide. Option C, aluminium oxide. And option D, arsenic oxide. Students, alkali metal oxide, that is potassium oxide, is most basic compared to rest of the oxides given. Thus, option B is the right answer, potassium oxide. Question 35. The increasing order of ionic character of cesium fluoride, lithium iodide, sodium bromide and potassium chloride is. Students, larger cation and smaller anion interaction gives more ionic character, whereas smaller cation and larger anion interaction gives more covalent character. Thus, the order of increasing ionic character is lithium iodide with the least value, next sodium bromide, potassium chloride, and highest for cesium fluoride. So students, lithium iodide has got least ionic character, whereas cesium fluoride has got maximum ionic character in the given options. So the right answer is option C. Question 36. Among the following, the paramagnetic compound is option A, sodium peroxide, option B, ozone, option C, nitrous oxide, option D, potassium superoxide. Students, superoxide ion, that is O2 minus, contains one unpaired electron in the antibonding molecular orbital of oxygen, and thus it is a paramagnetic in nature. So the right answer is option D, potassium superoxide. Question 37. The correct order of reducing character of alkali metals is option A, in increasing order, rubidium, potassium, sodium, lithium. Option B, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium. Option C, sodium, potassium, rubidium, lithium. And option D, rubidium, sodium, potassium, and lithium. Students, the order of electrode potential values for alkali metals is lithium with plus 3.05, which is the highest value, and the next for rubidium with 2.93, whereas for potassium 2.92, and for sodium is the least value, that is 2.71, and hence the reducing character increases in the order sodium with the least value, potassium, rubidium, and the highest for lithium. So students, the right answer is option C, sodium, potassium, rubidium, lithium in increasing order of their reducing character. Question 38. Among the following compounds, the one that gets hydrolyzed to form metallic hydroxide, hydrogen peroxide, and oxygen is options. Option A, sodium oxide, option B, sodium peroxide, option C, lithium oxide, and option D, potassium superoxide. Students, superoxide react with water to give hydroxide, hydrogen peroxide, and even oxygen vapors. So the reaction potassium superoxide reacts with water to form potassium hydroxide KOH, hydrogen peroxide H2O2, and even oxygen vapors. Thus, option D is the right answer, potassium superoxide. Question 39. The raw materials required for the manufacture of sodium carbonate by Solvay process are option A, calcium chloride, ammonium carbonate, and ammonia. Option B, ammonium, sodium chloride, calcium hydroxide. Option C, sodium chloride, ammonium carbonate, and ammonia. Option D, sodium chloride, ammonia, and calcium carbonate. Students, in Solvay's process, the raw materials that are required are sodium chloride, ammonia, and calcium carbonate, which is also called as limestone. So the option D is right answer. Moving to the next question. Brine solution on electrolysis will not give option A, sodium hydroxide, option B, chlorine, option C, hydrogen, and option D, oxygen. Students, 28% aqueous solution of sodium chloride is called brine solution, and which on electrolysis will result in formation of sodium hydroxide, hydrogen, and even chlorine vapors, but we won't get oxygen vapors. So the right answer is option D, oxygen. Question 41. Which salt of alkaline earth metals does not exist in solid state but known to exist in solution state? Options: option A, carbonate, option B, bicarbonate, option C, hydroxide, and option D, sulfate. Students, bicarbonate of alkaline earth metals, that is second group elements, do not exist in solid state, but they do exist only in their solution state. Thus, option B is the right answer, bicarbonates. Question 42. Which of the following compounds is used in gunpowder? Option A, sodium nitrate, option B, potassium nitrate, option C, lithium nitrate, option D, none of this. Students, niter, that is potassium nitrate, is used in gunpowder. So the right answer is option B, potassium nitrate. Question 43. Potassium carbonate cannot be prepared by Solvay ammonia process because option A, potassium carbonate is fairly soluble in water. Option B, it has no water of crystallization. Option C, potassium bicarbonate is highly soluble in water. And option D, potassium carbonate decomposes in water. Students, since potassium bicarbonate is highly soluble in water, it does not precipitate out. As a result, option C is the right answer. Potassium carbonate is highly soluble in water. Question 44. Which of the following substances reacts with water to give hydrogen gas? Options: option A, sodium hydroxide, option B, sodium hydride, option C, sodium peroxide, and option D, potassium superoxide. Students, when sodium hydride is reacted with water, we get sodium hydroxide and hydrogen vapors. Whereas when sodium peroxide reacts with the water, we get sodium hydroxide and hydrogen peroxide. And when potassium superoxide reacts with water, we get potassium hydroxide, hydrogen peroxide, and oxygen gas. As a result, option B is the right answer, that is sodium hydride, which reacts with water to give hydrogen vapors. Question 45. Which of the following configuration corresponds to alkaline earth metals? Option A, neon 2s2 2p2. Option B, argon 4s2. Option C, argon 3d10 4s1. Option D, argon 3d10 4s2. Students, alkaline earth metal has 2 electrons in its outermost s orbital. So option B is the right answer with electronic configuration argon 4s2, which corresponds to calcium. Question 46. Alkaline earth metals form dipositive ions instead of unipositive ions because option A, the second ionization enthalpy is almost double than the first ionization enthalpy. Option B, unipositive ions do not have stable configuration. Option C, the hydration enthalpy of dipositive ions more than compensates the higher value of the second ionization enthalpy. And option D, unipositive ions are highly hydrated. So students, the hydration energy of dipositive ions are more than compensates for the higher values of second ionization energy. Thus, option C is the right answer. Question 47. Which of the following is least soluble in water? Options. Option A, beryllium sulfate. Option B, barium sulfate. Option C, calcium sulfate. And option D, strontium sulfate. Students, barium sulfate has lowest solubility in water because solubility value decreases down the group of modern periodic table. Thus, option B is the right answer, barium sulfate. Question 48. Baryta and baryates respectively are option A, barium hydroxide, barium sulfate. Option B, barium sulfate, barium oxide. Option C, barium hydroxide, barium carbonate. And option D, barium carbonate and barium hydroxide. Students, barium hydroxide is also called as baryat, while barium sulfate is also called as baryates. Thus, option A is the right answer. Question 49. When hydrated magnesium chloride is heated gently, option A, magnesium oxide is formed. Option B, magnesium hydroxide is formed. Option C, magnesium hydroxychloride is formed. And option D, anhydrous magnesium chloride is formed. Students, when magnesium chloride hexahydrate is heated gently, we get magnesium hydroxychloride, HCl, hydrogen chloride, and 5 moles of water. So with this, option C is the right answer. Magnesium hydroxychloride is formed by heating hydrated magnesium chloride. Question 50. Which of the following salts does not impart a color to the flame? Option A, lithium chloride. Option B, potassium chloride. Option C, magnesium chloride. And option D, calcium chloride. Students, for magnesium chloride, the energy provided by the Bunsen flame is too small to excite the electrons in magnesium because of its high ionization energy. And thus, magnesium chloride does not impart any color for the flame. So the right answer is option C, magnesium chloride. Question 51. Portland cement has which of the following constituents in its composition? Options: maximum amount of silica dioxide. Option B, minimum amount of aluminium oxide. Option C, minimum amount of ferric oxide. Option D, maximum amount of calcium oxide. Students, Portland cement has maximum amount, that is 50 to 60% of calcium oxide. Thus, option D is the right answer, that is maximum amount of calcium oxide. Question 52. The ion having highest mobility in aqueous solution is option A, beryllium cation. Option B, magnesium cation. Option C, calcium cation. And option D, barium cation. Students, though barium cation is the heaviest ion, but it is least hydrated. As a result, its size becomes lesser than any other hydrated alkaline earth metal cation and hence has the highest ionic mobility. Thus, option D is the right answer, barium cation. Question 53. A piece of magnesium ribbon was heated to redness in an atmosphere of nitrogen and then cooled with water. The gas evolved is option A, ammonia. Option B, hydrogen. Option C, nitrogen. And option D, oxygen. Students, magnesium combines with nitrogen to form magnesium nitride, which reacts with water to evolve ammonia vapors. So let's see the reaction. When magnesium is reacted with nitrogen atmosphere, on heating we get magnesium nitride, that is Mg3N2, and this magnesium nitride, when reacted with water, we get magnesium hydroxide, MgOH twice, liberating ammonia vapors. Thus, we get ammonia as the gaseous component. Thus, ammonia gas is evolved. So, option A is the right answer. Question 54. The value of X is maximum for option A, magnesium sulfate, X moles of water. Option B, calcium sulfate, X moles of water. Option C, barium sulfate, X moles of water. And option D, all have the same value of X. Students, for magnesium sulfate, we are having highest value of X, that is 7. So magnesium sulfate heptahydrate, because of smaller size of magnesium cations, it is extensively hydrated. So the right answer is option A, magnesium sulfate XH2O. Question 55. The reaction of chlorine with X gives bleaching powder. X is options. Option A, calcium oxide. Option B, calcium hydroxide. Option C, calcium oxychloride. Option D, calcium ClO3 twice. Students, calcium hydroxide, when reacts with chlorine, we get bleaching powder, that is calcium oxychloride along with water. So the right answer is option B, calcium hydroxide. Question 56. Which of the following exist in polymeric form? Options. Option A, aluminium chloride. Option B, beryllium chloride. Option C, silicon carbide. And option D, diborane. Students, for beryllium chloride in solid state exists in polymeric form consisting of chlorine bridges in which a chlorine atom bonded to one beryllium atom uses its lone pair of electrons to form a coordinate bond with the beryllium atom of another molecule. So with this, option B is the right answer, beryllium chloride. Question 57. A burning magnesium ribbon will continue to burn in option A, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Option B, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Option C, nitrogen and steam. And option D, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide and steam. Students, a burning magnesium ribbon will continue to burn in the atmospheres of nitrogen, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, steam and even nitrous oxide atmosphere. So with this, the right answer is option D. Question 58. 1 mole of magnesium nitride on reacting with an excess of water gives option A, 1 mole of ammonia. Option B, 2 moles of nitric acid. Option C, 2 moles of ammonia. And option D, 1 mole of nitric acid. Let's consider reaction. When 1 mole of magnesium nitride reacts with 6 moles of water, we get 3 moles of magnesium hydroxide and 2 moles of ammonia vapors. So the right answer is option C, 2 moles of ammonia. Question 59. Which of the following represents the composition of carnallite mineral? Option A, potassium oxide, aluminium oxide, silicon dioxide. Option B, potassium nitrate. Option C, potassium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, magnesium chloride, hexahydrate. And option D, potassium chloride, magnesium chloride, hexahydrate. Carnallite mineral is potassium chloride, magnesium chloride, hexahydrate. So the option D is the right answer. Question 60. Which of the following is the correct statement? Option A, diborane diammonia is known as inorganic benzene. Option B, boric acid is a protonic acid. Option C, beryllium exhibits coordination number of 6. And option D, chloride of both beryllium and aluminium have bridged structure in solid phase. Students, beryllium chloride like dialuminium hexachloride has a bridged polymeric structure in solid phase. Thus, option D is the right answer. That is, chloride of both beryllium and aluminium have bridged structures in their solid phase. Thank you, students.